Mohamad, and Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Abdul Razzak Dawood, respectable government officials and media personnel, ladies and gentlemen, Islamabad, to be present here and fulfillment of a promise made by Honorable Mahathir Mohamad to Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan. There was a ceremony which was a symbolic, groundbreaking ceremony. Honorable Tun Mahathir Mohamad and Honorable Prime Minister Pakistan Imran Khan attended that ceremony, and it was during this ceremony where Honorable Tun Mahathir Mohamad and has become a pride of Malaysia. Malaysia and Pakistan brotherly relationship are also known to all, and this is their leadership. I would like to thank, and the local production will start by end of 2020, which is December 2020. Al-Haj Automotive has lined up exciting products other than X70 for Pakistan. But it would be very nice to see you all again at the launching of Proton products. The A segment SUV in Malaysia, where the competition is very tough. All the world-renowned brands are there, but X70 is doing brilliant over there. And right now, when we are standing here, the local production of X70 in Malaysia has also started. X70 bolsters all the accessories and technology one can offer in today's auto market. Not only it looks great, but it has amazing driveline and cool features. I hope this is the first of the thousands of X70 that will fly on the roads of Pakistan. On behalf of Al-Haj Automotive, I would once again thank His Excellency Mr. Ikram for arranging such a great event, and would also like to thank Honorable Advisor Mr. Abdul Razzak Dawood for attending this event. And thank you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hilal. I now respectfully invite Mr. Khalid Yusuf, the Director
to the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Mr. Abdul Razzak Dawood, Advisor of Pakistan, and Advisor for Commerce, Textile, Industry and Production and Investment. Yeah. To the Cabinet Division, Government of Pakistan, Mr. Hilal Khan Afridi, CEO, Malaysian High Commission, Pakistan Government, and Al-Haj Group. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. Firstly, let us give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the opportunity to gather here today for the auspicious event. All things are made possible because of His blessing. Shukr Alhamdulillah. Today, we are here to witness the handover of a unit of the Proton X70, being the Malaysian first premium SUV, to the Honorable Prime Minister as a gift from Proton and the Government of Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, I will give a brief background of this, how we come to this stage. Proton is currently working on a greenfield assembly plant together with Al-Haj Group, our partner, to assemble and to build cars in Pakistan. The expected completion date for this project is by 2021. Yeah? And by then, we are hopeful of having an established dealership network in the country. Concurrently, our partner, Al-Haj Group, will be working to promote the brand and its product to the Pakistani buyers. We will see so much potential in this country, and as the only Muslim country to have its own automotive brand, Malaysia and Pakistan are a natural partner who have so much to share between each other. Proton's flagship product, of course, currently is the X70 SUV, and that you will see that later today outside the compound. A little bit about the car. Yeah, it is a premium C-segment vehicle, which we intended to compete with the premium models originating from Japan, Korea, and the rest of the world. In Malaysia itself, as what Mr. Hilal mentioned just now, it has won several awards given out by the media and the Malaysian car buyers, and we are hoping that we will accomplish the same feat when we launch the car here by 2021. Yeah. So inshallah. Yeah. And for your information, over the last 12 months, since we launched a car in Malaysia, we sold 26,000 units. Yeah. It's a big achievement for us. However, make no mistake, yeah, Proton and Al-Hajj are under no illusion about the tough task ahead of us. Yeah. We are entering a matured market with little or almost zero brand goodwill, and we are up against the OEM who have built their reputation for many years. Yeah. We are an upstart brand competing against giants who are market leaders, not only in Pakistan, but also in this part of the region. We want to make an impact when we come here. And inshallah, with the effort of Al-Hajj and encouragement from the Pakistan government, we will succeed. I would like to take a moment to offer my thanks today. Yeah. Thank you to the various ministries in the government of Malaysia and Pakistan. Thank you also to His Excellency, Mr. Ikram and the team here. And thank you, sir, for your warm hospitality despite the cold weather and representing Proton interests in Pakistan.
Thank you, Mr. Khalid. Commissioner of Malaysia to the Islamic Republic of Pakistan to honor us with.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and good morning for Commerce, Textile, Industry and Production Investment. His Excellency Mr. and Chairman of the Board of Investment of Pakistan, distinguished colleagues from Proton Holdings in Al-Hajj Automotive, public and private sectors of Pakistan, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you a very warm Selamat Datang, Khushamadid and welcome to the Malaysian High Commission and to this event. My colleagues and I express our appreciation for your presence. We particularly express our utmost appreciation to the advisor to the Prime Minister, His Excellency Mr. Abdul Razzak Dawood, for his presence. His presence as a distinguished representative of the Prime Minister Imran Khan and the government of the I also express appreciation to Minister of State, Mr. Zubair Jalani, Chairman of BOI, for his presence. My gratitude goes to the Cabinet Division, represented by the Additional Secretary, the Foreign Office, represented by Additional Secretary for Asia Pacific, Ambassador Zahur Ahmed, Proton Holdings and Al-Hajj Automotive, of course, for their close collaboration with the Malaysian High Commission in making this event possible. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia and Pakistan have been enjoying cordial and brotherly relations since our independence in 1957. Indeed, I am particularly pleased that this relationship has grown from strength to strength, particularly during the past one-year period, beginning with the official visit of Prime Minister of Pakistan to Putrajaya on the 20th and 21st of November 2018, where Mr. Abdul Razzak Dawood was also in attendance, followed by the official visit by my Prime Minister to Islamabad from the 21st until the 23rd of March this year, on the occasion of Pakistan Day. Subsequently, our leaders met twice in Beijing, albeit briefly, on the margins of the BRI Summit last April, and most recently in New York, on the margins of the General Assembly session last September, where Mr. Razzak Dawood was also present. And as the Malaysian High Commissioner, I am very pleased indeed to learn that Prime Minister Imran Khan will once again visit Malaysia in 3 days' time, from the 19th until the 21st of December, to participate in the Kuala Lumpur Summit to be chaired by Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad. A most fitting way indeed to end a most productive and beautiful year insofar as Malaysia-Pakistan relationship is concerned. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the profoundly successful 3-day official visit to Islamabad by my Prime Minister almost 9 months ago had bequeathed upon us a new chapter in the 62 years of relationship between Malaysia and Pakistan. In particular, the decision by our leaders to elevate our relations to that of strategic partnership. The frequency of the meetings between our two leaders, 5 times in the past 13 months, is indeed a manifestation of not only the strong bond of personal brotherly friendship between them, but it's also emblematic of the increasingly deeper and mutually beneficial political, economic, and social cooperation between our two brotherly countries. Those meetings have produced value-added tangible results, which include, among others, 4 key achievements on the political and the diplomatic front. Firstly, increase in the exchange of high-level visits. You may notice in the past few months there have been a flurries of visits from Malaysia as well as from Pakistan to Malaysia. Secondly, the commitment to reconvene the bilateral joint coordination meeting at the level of foreign minister in Islamabad next year. Thirdly, the establishment of the bilateral political consultations mechanism at the level of foreign secretary, which had its inaugural session in Islamabad last February. And fourthly, the entry into force of the partial visa abolition agreement. Partial visa abolition meaning that those holding diplomatic and official passports do not require visa to travel to Malaysia, and vice versa. This came into force last April. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on the trade front, I am pleased to share 3 key achievements. Firstly, the establishment of the bilateral joint ministerial committee on trade and investment, which Minister Abdul Razzak Dawood was a party to when our two leaders discussed this matter in New York last September. This committee on trade investment will have its inaugural session in Islamabad or Kuala Lumpur next year, inshallah. Secondly, increase in the exchange of visits by our business delegations. As you can see on the screen, the RCCI and the ICCI went to Malaysia in June and July respectively. 300 members from RCCI members were there, and 100 members from ICCI were also. They were very happy that the chief guest was the Prime Minister himself, and for the ICCI, the chief guest was our Deputy PM. Thirdly, increase in two-way trade. For the January-October 2019 period, our trade figure stood at 1.1 billion US dollars. 1.1 billion US dollars. Our exports to Pakistan amounted to $90 million, while our imports from Pakistan was 20 million US dollars. I am hopeful that our bilateral trade performance this year will surpass last year's figure. Last year's figure was 1.5 billion US dollars. Moving on to the social front and people-to-people contact, 2 key achievements this year are, firstly, visits by our officials from 4 Malaysian universities, as you can see on the screen, to further explore cooperation in higher education with their Pakistani counterparts, including building of their branch campuses in Pakistan. And secondly, commencement of the twice-weekly Islamabad-Kuala Lumpur-Islamabad 6-hour direct flights by PIE in mid-October. This flight is to supplement our existing 5 times weekly Kuala Lumpur-Lahore-Kuala Lumpur 5-hour direct flights by Malindo Air that started in 2016. Alhamdulillah. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me now turn to the principal focus of this event, our event this morning. That is the presentation and handing over of the Proton X70 SUV, which my colleague, Mr. Khalid from Proton, has alluded to earlier, which is a gift from my Prime Minister to his friend, the Prime Minister of Pakistan. You will recall that during the Malaysia-Pakistan Business Conference in Islamabad on the 22nd of March, both our Prime Ministers took part in a symbolic groundbreaking ceremony of the Proton Al-Hajj assembly plant. During that occasion, Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad said, and I quote, "While Malaysia is thinking of buying more from Pakistan, we also want to export more to Pakistan. So I would like to give a Proton car to the Prime Minister of Pakistan, who is a friend and very supportive of Malaysia. But I have other reasons for this. That is, I hope that we can work together in producing that product." End of quote. A few hours later, during his interview with the PTV World later that same evening of 22nd March, my Prime Minister said in front of Omar Khalid Bad, and again I quote, "In order to industrialize, we must have engineering capability. If you manufacture a car, you learn a lot about manufacturing, about engineering. So we can have engineering-related businesses. When we build a car, we need about 4,000 parts, all of which are produced using different materials and different ways of producing. If you can master the manufacturing of motor car, you will learn a lot about engineering, about manufacturing, and that will contribute towards the industrialization of your country. So we are bringing in our national car, Proton, and because of the need for us to learn how to produce a car, we can subsequently produce other manufactured products as well, end of quote. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the three key concepts that can be extracted from those remarks by my Prime Minister are: first, enduring brotherly relationship between developing Muslim countries. Second, pursuing a value-added win-win partnership in accordance with the spirit of South-South cooperation. And thirdly, sharing and acquiring technical and technological capabilities, including through technology transfer. Insofar as the Malaysia-Pakistan trade and economic relations are concerned, those three concepts I just mentioned serve as the governing pillars of our policies and approaches. Those concepts have indeed taken tangible shape in the form of the joint venture that we see today between Malaysia's Proton Holdings and Pakistan's Al-Hajj Automotive. As the Malaysian High Commissioner, I highly commend and applaud this mutually beneficial partnership. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, back to Proton. Its saga began in 1983. You can see on the screen how young my Prime Minister was when our first vehicle saga was launched in 1983, almost 4 decades ago. It's the brainchild of Prime Minister Mahathir to fulfill his vision and desire to see Malaysia possessing the engineering and manufacturing capabilities in our pursuit towards industrialization. Since 1983, Malaysia remains the only developing Muslim country that produces its own car, Proton. For information, Proton is not a scientific term. Proton stands for, in our language, Perusahaan Automobil Nasional, as you can see on the screen. So it has meaning, National Automobile Enterprise. I consider our event here this morning as not merely to mark the presentation and handing over of the Proton X70, a gift from Prime Minister Mahathir to Prime Minister Imran Khan, which in itself is undoubtedly a significant undertaking. It is not just a brotherly gift from one leader to another. It is more than that. This event signifies the beginning of a productive Malaysia-Pakistan heavy industry joint venture. I stress heavy industry joint venture in fulfilling our strategic partnership agenda, a long-term vision that was set by our leaders. We are certainly very pleased that Malaysia and Pakistan, through two brotherly Muslim nations, have now entered into a bright prospect partnership in the automobile industry. Malaysia stands ready to assist Pakistan in acquiring the necessary capabilities and technology. Al-Hajj Automotive, in close collaboration with Proton, has commenced last month the construction of a new assembly plant near Karachi, near Port Qasim. By the first half of 2021, we will see locally assembled Proton vehicles on Pakistani roads, inshallah. For now, I hope Prime Minister Imran Khan will enjoy his brand new Proton X70, a beautiful state-of-the-art machine. I am certain that he will be impressed by our SUV and will give his seal of approval that it is just not as good, but that it is just as good, if not better, than those SUVs from other developed countries. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, building upon the existing constructive momentum and upward trajectory across all spheres, I reaffirm Malaysia's distinctive desire and unwavering resolve to add greater substance and value to our strategic partnership with Pakistan. Malaysia, Pakistan, Dosti Zindabad. Terima kasih banyak-banyak. Buhat syukriya. Thank you very much.
I now entreat our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Abdul Razzak Dawood, advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan for Commerce.
Mr. High Commissioner, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies. It's a great pleasure for me to be here today, and on behalf of all, convey deep love and gratitude to our Malaysian brothers and sisters. Pakistan has always attached great importance to its relationship with Malaysia, and that country is very, very close to our hearts. When we went to Malaysia, it was a great, wonderful experience. It felt as if we were going to our home country, and to see the two leaders of the country get along and the way they expressed their confidence in each other was immediately and honestly gratifying. And then when your Prime Minister came here to Pakistan, to Islamabad, once again it was wonderful to have a meeting. And all the issues that were there on various Malaysian investments, they just evaporated. We sorted all the issues out, and it was so nice to be able to interact with businessmen from your country, from your politicians, your government officials, and it was felt that as if we are now talking to us, our own people. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered, and on behalf of the Prime Minister, Mr. Imran Khan, I want to express my immense gratitude to His Excellency Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad for his gesture of extending a gift of the Proton vehicle. Thank you ever so much. And the Prime Minister expressly told me, please convey my deep, deep gratitude for the gift. I have been going to Malaysia for a number of years, and how wonderful it is to see that country develop over the last 30 years. And Your Excellency, you're absolutely right that it gives us immense pleasure that here we have a product manufactured in a Muslim country, and it's the only Muslim country that manufactures its own car. And now that car is going to be coming and being assembled in Pakistan, and thank you ever so much that we will see that car rolling out in our country. Yes, you're right. If a country can manufacture a car with so many parts, components, materials, etc., it means they've reached a certain level of development. And how nice it is to see Malaysia achieve this remarkable achievement. And we are welcoming to be able to see your cars rolling on the streets of Pakistan. And it will be a wonderful thing. You talked about trade between our two countries. It's never enough. Trade between Malaysia and Pakistan has got to increase, and I'm very, very confident that in the coming months and years that will happen. We have to do it. We have to a lot of extent complementary economies. And why should we not be able to foster far greater trade? I also want to mention what you said, that the visit by our own Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce and Industries, a large delegation went, and they came back fully satisfied, and the fact that they met your Prime Minister was honestly ever so encouraging for us. And thank you for the type of treatment that was given to them on that occasion. I want to say that I hope that this relationship between our two countries deepens, and we certainly want to see Malaysia play a big role on the international scene, because it feels that as if we are so close to you that we feel together with you. in all your endeavors. So before I conclude, I would just like to say thank you very much for the gift to our Prime Minister. Thank you very much for coming into Pakistan to manufacture the Proton car. And inshallah, we will see more and more of Malaysian investment, more and more of Malaysian trade in our country. Thank you.
Ibrahim, the High Commissioner of Malaysia to the Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
आगे से बैठ जाइए यार फोन यार कैमरामैन आप आगे से हटो पीछे किसी का फ्रेम नहीं बन रहा
To the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Proton X70.
Please unveil the plaque so that I can invite the head of the plaque. This is what they're saying.
For the reveal, I would request the media to kindly move towards the directed area. You will be joined by
सर नीचे मंसूर भाई नीचे करना सर नीचे कर लो ठीक है आ रहा है थोड़ा सा कोने में आ रहा है ठीक है सही है बहुत घुसी गया हाँ ठीक है इसमें इंजन है नहीं मैडम ये बताएं हम कब खरीदेंगे इसको इस तरह करेंगे
I would like to call the Al-Hajj and Proton management for a group photograph.
Okay, let's pause.
झंडे बस हो गई नहीं है ना